What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp. Here's the second half of how to start grooming a woman to be your main chick. Reject the desire to be with a man who has experience with women by telling you that they're experienced. So they'll say things like, "Oh, this guy wants to text me," or "This guy wants to fuck me," or I had 6 boyfriends in June." If she does this, anytime she does this, you look her right in the eye and say, "So basically, you looked or acted like a slut." And look her right in the eye when you say it. You have to make her ashamed of past behavior. Make sure she knows it's not okay to talk about her slutty past. Make sure it's not okay for her to talk about her boyfriends of the past. She can tell her girlfriends that, but that is off limits with you. Your woman talking about other men that she's had sexual relationships with to or in front of you is disrespectful. And you will not tolerate that. I'll give you a quick example. I was seeing a girl a while back, and she talked about a trip that she took. She's originally from Florida, and she went down to Florida to visit her parents, and she ended up fucking one of her brother's friends right there in her parents' house. And I remember I said, "Okay, so you basically went down there and you were a slut." And I kept on, and she kept trying to defend herself. Well, this and that. I said, "Look, you're being a fucking whore. That's just all there is to it." And finally she says, "You know what? I went down there and I did what I did and I don't regret it." And I said, "Well, you fucking should." And I probably spent 15, 20 minutes just berating her. I called her every dirty, vile name in the book. I called her a slut. I called her a whore. I slut-shamed her, and yes, she absolutely ended up crying. That's what happens. You have to make her ashamed of past behavior. Don't let your woman get away with wearing her sluttiness as a badge of honor. Fuck that noise. It's an attention and a projection play to say, "Look at me, guys wanted to fuck me, which makes me attractive." Male attention for women is as easy as breathing. Don't allow her to get away with attention whoring or slutty behavior in your presence. And I'll get more of that in part 2. Number 6, objectify her. Gentlemen, women want to be objectified. They can say whatever they want. Women like the feeling they get when they know a man wants to fuck her. They want their men to want to fuck them. All right? That's what they want. Yes, women have other things about them that are good qualities, but the only reason we deal with women in the first place is to fuck them. Your woman wants you to want to fuck her, so you need to objectify her. No, this is not politically correct. Men might be saying, "Well, you shouldn't objectify your woman." Fuck you. Yes, you should. Make her wear slutty clothes. Make her wear 8-inch heels. Make her wear thongs. Make her wear lingerie. Obviously not this stuff in public. Make her put on slutty clothes. Make her send you slutty pictures or do slutty videos. When a woman knows her man is attracted to her, it motivates her to be attractive all the time. Objectify the shit out of her. Make her feel like a fucking piece of meat. Make her feel like that she is only good for sex. You make her feel that way, and that will be it's weird how it works, but it motivates them to become and stay more attractive. Obviously, if you're grooming her to be your main chick, you have voiced this to her. But there are times where you need to absolutely objectify your woman. Make her get up and walk to wherever she's walking, turn around, smack her ass, or just stare at her tits, or tell her, "Hey, send me a picture of your tits." Make her go to the bathroom and send you a tit shot. Make her send you an ass shot. Make her send you pictures of her pussy. Objectify the shit out of her. Women, no matter what they say, women love this shit, and women will allow themselves to be objectified by a man of value. Number 7, reprimand her swiftly and consistently. I've told this story a couple of times. I told this particular story in episode 45, the difference between being territorial and the difference between territorialism and maid guarding. And so I'll just give you guys a quick example. You guys can go get the full version on episode 45, and I talked about this this past Saturday with Alan Roger Curry. The long and the short of it is, me and this chick went to Hawaii, and we took a tour up Mount Mauna Kea. And the tour guide was this tall, attractive guy. No problem at all. Your woman, again, is going to be attracted to men other than you. You just need to get used to that. You're going to be attracted to women. You're going to be attracted to other women. She's going to be attracted to other men. That's life. That's part of the gig. So anyway, we're riding down the road, and he's, welcome to the island. My name is John, or whatever the fuck his name was. And so right at the end, he says, so are we all having a good time in Hawaii? And the girl I was with goes, woo! So basically, she was trying to draw attention to herself. That's what she was doing. I immediately looked her right in the eye. I said, rein that shit in. I kept and made eye contact with her to let her know that I was deadly fucking serious about the fact that you're not going to disrespect me by being an attention whore in my presence. She looked me right in the eye and said, yes, sir. Don't let your woman get away with disrespect. Don't let her get away with bad behavior. If she gets out of pocket, you gotta check her, whether she's in public or not. Don't tolerate disrespect in public or in private, because a lot of women will use the public as sort of their, how can I put this? A lot of women will disrespect their men in public because they know a man's not going to reprimand her in public. Oh, no. Within reason, reprimand her in public. No, I'm not saying grab your woman by her hair and throw her down and tell her, you fucking bitch, don't you? No. If she does or says something out of pocket, do it out of earshot, do it out of eyeshot. You grab her firmly by the arm and say, rein that shit in, or you need to quit that, or stop doing that. Look her right in the eye. Guys, punish her swiftly and consistently. Don't let anything slide ever. If she talks to you in a disrespectful way, look her in the eye and say, do not talk to me like that. Don't let her clown you in front of her friends or her family or any. I see girls doing this all the time. They love to disrespect their men in public because they think their men aren't going to do anything about it. If you show her that you will check her in public, that'll correct that behavior very quickly. And I'll tell you another quick story. I was dating a girl down in Vegas, and we went into Baskin-Robbins, and I think she wanted some ice cream cappuccino blast drink or whatever. Anyway, she said she wanted it with the Jamocha ice cream, I guess for a stronger coffee flavor. And I didn't order it with Jamocha. I completely forgot. So after I make this order, she walks up to the counter, all right? And she says, I'm sorry, my boyfriend fucked up my order. Can you please make that with Jamocha ice cream? Dude, it was like I was seeing red. Now, I probably should have reacted a little bit more subtly, but as soon as those words came out of her mouth, I politely looked at the cashier. I said, excuse me. I grabbed her by the arm, took her out of the store. I took her outside the store. I said, and I looked her in the eye. I said these exact words. I said, don't you ever do that again. And she looked me right in the eye and she said, okay. So we went right back in, we made the correction and everything. Now, again, I probably shouldn't have reacted that way. Grabbing a woman by the arm and leading her out of the store and reprimanding her in public like that isn't the best idea, all right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that, hey, no. You have to decide when, where, and how to reprimand your woman in public. It's tricky when you reprimand your woman in public. It really is, because other people can get involved, and you guys don't want those problems. And I've reined it in, and I certainly haven't done that since. But I'll tell you what, she did not do it again. If there was anything that anytime we went out to eat, if I got her order incorrect or there was something that she didn't like about what I ordered for her, if I made any sort of mistake, she didn't clown me in that way. She didn't disrespect me. She'd wait till the waiter goes away. Hey, Donovan, I wanted my steak, medium rare, not medium well. Oh, no problem. Hey, my mistake. Hey, waiter, waitress, my girl here said she wanted her steak cooked in a certain way. I ordered it wrong, etc., etc. Punish her swiftly and consistently. If you let anything slip through the cracks, it will come back to burn you. Do not let your woman get away with disrespectful or unruly behavior in public or private. Because the one time you let it slip through the cracks, women remember this stuff. They know when and where they can sort of push your buttons. And no, you need to be as consistent as a rock. If she gets out of pocket, you check her every time. Number 8, make her complete daily tasks. So for example, make her go out of her way to do things for you. Make her stop by the store and grab you a bag of apples on her way from work. Make her stop by the store and grab you some toothpaste. Tell her, look on xyz.com and get me the best prices for odometers for bicycles. Send me a striptease video. Giving her daily tasks to complete accomplishes three things. Number one, it keeps her focus on you. All right. Number two, it allows her to show her devotion to you. If a woman really wants to be with a man, she will jump at every opportunity to impress you as a man. So when you give her these tasks, yes, sir, right away, sir. And number three, it motivates her to see her investment through. Again, guys, if she's investing time and energy into this relationship she hopes to start with you, she is going to more likely stick around and get a return on her investment if you put her to work. Women want to work for a man's affection. The reason they want to work for a man's attention and affection, a man's time, attention, and affection, is because they want to know it's worth something. If you give a woman your time and attention for no other reason but that she's a woman, she's not going to value that attention. If you make her work for it, she will value it more. That's how that works. Which leads me to number 9. Reward her good behavior. So I'll give you a quick example. A few days goes by, 3 or 4 days. She checks in regularly. She doesn't disrespect you. She doesn't get out of pocket. She's cooked you a few dinners. She gives you a blowjob before letting you fuck her brains out. If she does these things for 3 or 4 days in a row, take her to dinner. Take her to a movie. Take her out. Reward her good behavior with your time and attention. If your woman is being good to you on a regular basis but doesn't get rewarded for it, guys, she's not going to do it for much longer. I talked about this in episode 41 when I talked about some of the detriments of overgaming your woman. All take and no, one of those elements was you take too much. All take and no give when it comes to your woman is just as bad as all give and no take. If you only punish the bad but don't reward the good, she's not going to stick around, especially the good-looking ones. On the flip side, if you only reward the good and not punish the bad, the same thing happens, only worse. She ends up cheating on you, she becomes unruly, she disrespects you, etc., etc. So you have to keep a mental score of these things. Make sure you treat her well if she treats you well. You have to show her that being obedient has its advantages. So, to wrap this thing up, I'll give you a few examples of ways I've used this in the past. I gave you guys a couple of examples so far, but a woman I'm seeing now, she checks in every 30 minutes. She checks in at the top and the bottom of every hour. She cooks for me just about every night I'm there. She's never turned me down. She's never ever turned me down for sex. She's never given me the I'm a headache or I don't feel good. She knows exactly what I expect of her because I have verbalized this to her, and she is happy to deliver. She's happy to deliver. She's happy to show me that she wants to be a quality woman. And I have told her, if she keeps this up, she will be my main chick. I talked about this in a previous episode where I said, hey, look, I mean, yeah, sticking your dick in new vaginas is great. Running game is great. Being able to fuck pretty girls randomly is great. But every once in a while, we need a little bit of a respite from game. We need to be able to have one main woman that we can count on. And my woman understands this. You know, the girl that I'm grooming to be my main chick at this point, she understands this, and she is happy to oblige. She knows that if she keeps this up, she knows I'm going to make her my woman. Another thing that I really like about her is that she genuinely likes taking care of me and making me happy. Women out there, and a lot of men are probably thinking to themselves, Donovan, most women are selfish. They don't really like taking care of you because they're not getting anything out of the deal. And I'm telling you, I beg to differ. If you are the right man, meaning that you are a high-value male, you have your shit together, you are a buttoned-up individual, you're in great shape, financially stable, or financially, you don't even have to be financially stable, just be financially responsible. Just don't be a bum, okay? Women are more than happy to be submissive to you. They're more than happy to put your needs ahead of her own. Women will do this, but they have to have a reason. They're not going to do it for a man who doesn't hold her accountable. They're not going to do this for a man who doesn't demand her best all the time. They're just not going to do it. So a lot of men may say, well, hell, Donovan, you got lucky. You found a woman who really likes taking care of you and making you happy. Well, part of the reason she likes taking care of me and making me happy is because I've groomed her properly. She understands my value. She understands who I am. She understands that I'm not the kind of guy that's just going to bend over, or the kind of man who has no backbone. She understands that I'm not the kind of guy who's going to check her in public. She has recognized me as a high value male, and this is why she likes to take care of me, because she wants to be with me, the high value male. And of course, the other reason has to do with her temperament. I'm not going to take all the credit for it. A lot of women out there, there are a lot of women out there who are naturally kind and naturally selfless. This particular woman happens to be a little more selfless than most women I've met. But if the conditions are right, if you are if you're a high value male, a woman will put your needs before hers. That's just how it is. So, part 2. My next episode is going to be part 2. It's going to be part 2 on how to groom a woman to be your main chick. And it's going to be, listen, these strategies and techniques they're going to be even deeper. They're going to be even more extreme. And I'll just give you a quick preview. Make her wear a wedding ring. Make her wear your name on her chain. Choose what she dresses for work. Make her delete all of her social media accounts. It's more hardcore, guys. It really is, so be ready. All right, time now for a little bit of Q&A. Lock121 comments on episode 49, how the life of O.J. Simpson confirms Red Pill truth. He says, quote, O.J. was a sellout because he wouldn't speak up for our people. He is a sellout coon. This is the typical mentality that black people have that tends to hold them back. Nobody is obliged to speak up for anybody but themselves. Sure, OJ could have done this. He could have joined the civil rights movement along with Jim Brown, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the like, but he chose not to. That doesn't make him a sellout. OJ knew exactly who he was, and he knew exactly who he was and who he wasn't, and he stayed true to that till the end. Just because someone shares our skin tone doesn't oblige them to anything. Jay Smizzle writes in about episode 47, 2 flaws I have found in Red Pill Game. He says, quote, totally disagree with this. He says, I don't care how hot a chick is. When she shows you that she is an entitled bitch and you've decided to leave, you've let her go for good. That's what Red Pill / MGTOW is all about. If she offers up the pussy after you've put her on ice and you take it, it just shows how weak you are as a man. In that instance, I may agree to it, but then flake on her. I will always maintain a higher position than her. Worrying about cutting her off too soon because you fear she cut you off for good is simp advice. As a Red Pill guy, you don't care that she has a bunch of guys after her. They all just want the pussy like you. Jay Smizzle is the typical meat-headed red pillar. Everything is black and white to him. If she fucks up once, she's out. If she has this personality flaw, she's out. Never mind the fact that if your game and your frame are tight, you can correct a lot of those behaviors. She has to be perfect. She can't have these personality traits or she's gone. She fucks up once and she's gone. Well, what he didn't point out is that I stated that if a woman you care nothing about, sluts, if you care nothing about them, if she exhibits bad behavior, run standard dread game, okay? I said in that episode that I didn't care that the girl that I used in the example was getting texts at all hours of the night from the other dude because she was a slut, and my territorial instincts don't kick in for sluts. But what Jay Smizzle failed to mention was that I also stated that the rules change for women that you care about and want to keep around for a little while. Again, Jay Smizzle, you're being a meathead about this, and Jay Smizzle probably doesn't have much experience with women, because if he did, he would know and understand that while all women are, quote, like that, they're not all the same. He would also understand that all women exhibit bad behavior and bad habits, and that At times, they need to be corrected properly if she's the kind of woman we want to keep around. So you can talk all you want about what you do in any given situation. Anybody can say anything. But if you really knew what you were talking about, if you really knew and understood that if you knew and understood women at their core, you know that you can't treat them all exactly the same way. EM comments on episode 46. I saw your article on white women liking black men. He's referring to the article, The Phenomenon of White Women Who Only Date Black Men. He continues, you claimed you are a black man. I don't believe you. That is not the first time I have heard that, and it probably will not be the last. Pansaderica writes in about episode 45, mate guarding versus being territorial. What should a proactive territorial man do about his girl's social media accounts? Should she be allowed to post anything she wants, knowing how much attention she gets from other men? Or should I tell her to cut this shit off? You know, nowadays, most of the approaching is going down on Instagram DMs. That is a great question, Pansaderica, and I will address this specifically in part 2 of how to groom a woman to be your main chick. That does it for this edition of The Sharp Reality. Visit thesharpreality.com anytime for additional content. Hit me on Twitter anytime at Donovan_Sharp, and don't forget to bookmark our Amazon link on our homepage. Till next time, gentlemen, thanks for listening.